Hey guys, so our Kilimanjaro climbers have been and they have gone. Quite sad to see them all go, but I'm always the sort of person who tries to be happy that it happened and not sad that it's over. To be grateful rather than to be sad at the end of something. But we are still missing them all, and it was such an amazing group and such an amazing experience for myself and for all of those who climbed as well, that I just know it has to be, first of all, an annual event. We have to start doing annual expeditions, and so it will be. So if you didn't get to climb this year, we are setting up 2 climbs for next year, June and September. And I suspect one will only be a small climb and one will be a larger climb. But I think it's necessary that I have 2 windows open for that. And the pooling of the people was so amazing. I myself know for certain that I've made friendships in every person there that will, I hope and I very much presume, will last a lifetime. And everybody was so like-minded. Everybody was on the same page in such a big way. And it wasn't that everyone shared the same opinion on every topic, but as it was put by the group, it was that walking a trail for hours on end next to one another, so many different conversations and viewpoints could be shared and accepted by everybody who was climbing. And even those who, to make life easier, who were not vegan, there were some non-vegans in the group, everybody climbed as a vegan. The vegans did outweigh the persons who choose not to live that way. But it was just how it should be, humans with all thoughts and ways of being together, doing something for a common good. And I was very emotional when they all left, because finally people who had been flat text and just little avatars and profile pictures became reality. And the wonderful things that persons have said to me soon became real words that weren't being processed in a linear form, but in the real form, in the true form, not via the media, social media, but by that true form of sight, sound, touch and smell and giving each other hugs. And it was just a very powerful experience and a wonderful experience, and I welcome it again into our lives. And I think also as well it was nice for myself for people to be able to see the real myself. They could see who I am, and they understood I was very open about the stresses we face and how I swear in real life, and I'm not always on best behaviour like I am a lot of the time in the YouTube videos, and when I do swear in a vlog I tend to edit it out when I shouldn't, but I know we do have children watching. And it was just nice to connect with everyone and let them see a little bit deeper of who Mama and Baba Wanyama are, or who Fritzi and myself are. The group in itself had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Not everybody made it to the summit, but everybody gave it everything they had to get there. And some people got within a few hundred feet of the summit, some people were a few thousand feet from the summit. But the whole group were together, the team, the expedition were together, they were behind each other, they were supporting each other. There were even some who possibly could have gotten to the top, and out of a feeling of love and responsibility for others climbing, decided that getting to the top wasn't even as important as helping a friend to go back down. And I thought that in itself was so powerful, that aside from the money raised, which we calculated, for instance, our food bills for more than 100 persons on site, the children, ourselves, the single mums, both centres, could not have been paid this year at all without that climb. So aside from the physical good the whole thing did, there was this unity, this team unity, and the bringing together of all different people from all over the world. We had people from Spain, people from Bahrain, people from Ohio, America, people from Scotland, from England, from Switzerland, and it was just amazing. Just this eclectic mix of people from all over the planet got together. All ages. The youngest person at the summit was 17. I think the eldest person in the group was in their 60s. And it was just so wonderful to have that group together and to have all these bonds forming and the friendships forming. And I had something with everybody that which naturally, I guess if they're watching my YouTube, I had a connection I felt with every person in some which way, shape or form. Even things I'd never spoken about on my YouTube channel. We shared common interests from my past that I don't share, that I don't hold on to anymore, but they currently have in their modern day life. So there was something to connect over, something to talk over. And above all, the want for what is best for these children. We all had that to connect over naturally, and the want for love to reign supreme, I guess, is how you could put it. The group said that they had truly the experience of a lifetime, and they said the climb was one of the most humbling experiences they'd had. And then when they came back down, around about 80% of the group, or maybe 70% of the group, went on another adventure together, and we went on safari, and the safari was amazing. For a pride of male lions to spray scent on the car that you're sitting in, 5 male lions together at once, and walk by almost within touching distance, was just always as I've experienced before, just an earth-shaking experience and truly amazing. And you could see by this, I was watching the other people's faces I was with a little bit at that point as well when we were on safari, and to see everybody's faces lighting up in the same way I'm sure mine does was very special. Everyone got to spend some time with the children. We had a bit of a dance-off with Angel's Gate, with the Street Involved boys. Had a wonderful meal here and a bit of a sing-song and a play with the special needs children and the able-bodied smaller children who you don't get to see enough of, but you will. Once they move to Feather's Tail, but those children who live down near the house, also they always destroy my camera, that's why. But we just had a really amazing time, and it was more than just the climb itself. 1 second. It was more than just the climb. Oh, come on. It was one of my dogs scratching to get out. It was more than just the climb itself. It was the bringing together of people for a common good. It was the good it did, and it was an adventure with meaning. And I think life is one big adventure, but if it's an adventure that lacks meaning, if it's an adventure that's just about seeing things, it's an adventure just about satisfying yourself, then you're only getting half of the benefit of what life has to offer. If it's an adventure that holds on to meaning, not just to see the world, not just to climb a mountain, but to do it to help those around you, those of your own species who don't have a way to help themselves, then I think everyone would agree it amplifies the adventure in a massive way. Now, of course, I didn't get to climb this time around, but I am climbing in June. I am going through treatment to sort out the problem I've had with my stomach, and I'm improving very quickly from it. And had I not been sick, I'd have climbed this time, but I followed the advice of everyone, and rightly so, because there were a few people who struggled up there. So June I will climb. September I might climb again as well, by the looks of things. We'll see what goes on. And to everybody who did climb, I guess they already know, I think, but I know they'll watch this video. So, as I've already said to you all, thank you. It's the first thing I owe you. My love, and I do love you all, is the next thing I owe you. And beyond my love and my gratitude, my friendship is the only other thing I have to offer. And I hope that's enough, and I'm sure it will be for everybody. And I feel blessed to call you all friends, and the children are blessed to have you all in their lives, helping in some way. And the help has not ended yet, everybody. People who we've met on this trip have gone home with the intentions of helping us in other capacities as well, with volunteering with things in England, and helping us to connect with universities, helping us to set up our Maasai jewellery project, which will hopefully get going for Christmas, helping us to set up the sale of t-shirts, which we will be doing soon. And it's all just being so amazing. And the people I met, you know, not many of you will realise it listening to my videos, but it takes a lot for me as a human being to connect with people and call them friends. I'm very untrusting of human beings, and that's just a matter of the way my life has been, unfortunately. And I can be very untrusting. But the more I've had faith in God, the more He's brought me people I can have faith in. And the reasons I don't trust people from my past are becoming almost obsolete now, which I'm very grateful for. It just goes to show that all humans are the same. So, to all of you, I hope we get together again as we said we would. I love you all. I'm eternally grateful to you all, and I'm happy to call you all friends, and I really deeply hope that we meet again and see one another again. And I couldn't have done this without you all. It's very easy for people to forget and see this face, but this is just a bridge. There's God, there's all these people who He uses to answer our prayers. He makes me see things and then I pray about them. He sends me to answer other people's prayers, and He sends other people to answer my prayers. It's all one big happening, one big collective. And I wouldn't call myself the leader of that. I'd just call myself the one lucky enough to be in the middle of it, who God is using the voice of to try and connect everybody to do what we've done and to carry on doing what we're doing. And one last thing, aside from the climbers, they all know I love them. I think I said it all when they were here. We have decided today, and I spoke with Stuart who helped me arrange it, and I think it's a really good idea, actually. I spoke to him a while ago today, but I'm definitely keen on the idea. Some people, I think, are very put off by climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. It's 8 days climbing a mountain. It's intense. Like I say, not everyone got to the summit, but all ages tried. A 17-year-old called Danny Ward, he summited the mountain at 17 years of age. I had maximum respect for Daniel, enormous amount of respect for this young man. To come all the way here at the age of 17 and to summit a mountain, I had nothing but respect. Found me due to similar happenings with numerology in his life. Our oldest climber was over 60 years old, I believe. Forgive me if you're not. I'm sure you were. I'm sure we asked about this. And that just goes to show the variance of people who went up. But for some people, it's off-putting. And it's not about getting to the top. It's about the journey of doing it and trying it. But for those of you who are just completely put off by the idea, but still would like to experience Tanzania. Thought we'd do a thing where we give people a chance of a Tanzanian adventure, 10 days in Tanzania, and set a fundraising challenge so people can gain access to this trip to come here, have an adventure, go safari, maybe do some walking, meet the kids, so on and so forth. And just for those of you who want to get an experience, just a simple, quick experience of Tanzania, see, you know, the African wildlife, and at the same time have an adventure that has meaning, which I think is key. You know, an adventure with meaning is what it's about. What's an adventure without meaning? It's just nonsense. Give it your own meaning, but I mean, I couldn't care less. You could take me all over the world to see everything, but it doesn't really mean anything. I'll just keep looking until I start doing it with some substance, so I can go to bed and say, wow, I saw all this today and that child got fed. That's where it's at. This is exactly where it is. So we thought we'd put together some sort of package, and we'll be launching that soon so as people can understand how that'll work. We'll be selling Maasai jewellery in time for Christmas. We'll be selling artwork online in time for Christmas. We'll be selling t-shirts online in time for Christmas, and there'll be like Share Tanzania things and hats and so on and so forth, thanks to the help of this climb alone. And it will all obviously go towards supporting the children and their well-being here. So keep an eye out for it all. We're excited. We've got the volunteers for next year. For those of you waiting on responses from us, I'm hiring a new member of Tanzanian staff who has a tourist industry background, which means their English is good. That's why I mentioned that. And they can reply to your emails and start arranging people into groups. We'll only accept unless you have a very profound skill of some sort, like communication with the special needs kids. All our volunteers will be asked to come in certain groups throughout the year. And as I've said before, limited time with the children, because it's not healthy for the special needs children to form relationships with strangers that keep moving on. But you will have time with the boys from Angel's Gate, and especially keen to find someone with dance background actually for that at the moment. You know anyone who knows anything about choreography and dance? We want to hear from you in a big way, and some very talented young men who have lived on the street need to meet you as well. So it's all going great. Everything went amazing. Beautiful time, and I love all of you who climbed, and I love all of you who help us, but just to connect with you face to face, and to give you all a hug, and to get a chance to see you all, then yeah, I love you all. And we had a few conversations with a few people that have inspired certain videos on spiritual topics, and I'll be doing them this week because I travel on Monday for 2 weeks. I'm going to see my mum after she broke her back, and I'm going to see Fritzi's grandmother, who is quite ill at the moment, and it's urgent that we see her. So I'll be doing a lot of spiritual musings because there'll be no footage of this place to distract me while I'm doing it, and no dogs to distract me, and no children. Okay, I love you all. Keep an eye out for everything that's coming up, and I know this is a very long video which has shared very little information, but I think I was kind of more making it for those who climbed. And I did a long way of telling you all I love you, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Bye guys, God bless. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel, and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here, be it sharing for a particular need, or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light guys, see you soon.